I'm gonna get in trouble. I'm gonna stop. Don't get me in trouble. Please.
You stay in trouble. You live there.
No, I don't want
That's
to.
your favorite place to be.
What's happening with my? What's happening?
Have time for your iPhone. Is it live?
Oh no, we weren't live. You hit picture.
That's what it was on. I just said.
Oh, okay. Well, there it is.
Oh no.
No, that's exactly. You know what I'm saying? Did you see the bag? I've been feeling real catty lately.
You are a cat.
Thank you.
J-Cat.
J-Cat. That's what we're doing. We're starting off this historical moment right now. That way, is that what we're doing? What's our story? Oh, everything we do with Phoenix is historical. Come on,
I like that.
You
That
know,
was very nice.
You see what I'm saying? Like, she was here on time, y'all.
Yeah, before you.
Yeah.
Look at God.
Well, look at God. See, you just throw me under the bus. God did not, you did not tell him to throw me underneath the bus like that. He didn't need to do that.
All right. We're going to get it cracking and see if you folks chiming in. And that's how we going to win. Hello, and welcome to the Necessary Unnecessary podcast. I'm your host, Nip Swag. This is your host,
Frisco.
and our very, very special guest,
I'm Phoenix.
Phoenix Dogo.
Bro, what makes you want to call yourself that? I gotta hear this.
Little G or Big G?
Yeah.
Big G.
No.
Yeah.
It's only
Okay.
one Big G. You
I
got
know, I understand that and I respect that. I respect that. However, you know, what's this? You're gonna strive to be something, strive to be the best. You know? I could never be, I understand, but you know, aim high.
For sure.
If you see her before.
All right. Well, our topic today is who discovered America? In lieu of Christopher Columbus Day, on Monday, many places are closed, and I said, "You closed with your racist ass." I don't understand why we still celebrating Christopher Columbus Day, and then on top of that, to add injury to insult, you're gonna make Indigenous People Day the same day as Columbus Day, and Columbus came, and he's the reason why the Indigenous people is wiped out. So how you gonna celebrate them on the same day? I need answers. Who discovered America?
I cannot with you, bro.
That's a great question.
No, it is, but your ass is crazy because in California, I could have sworn what happened was they stopped celebrating Columbus Day, and because that's when I was working there for the state. On that day, it's not called Columbus Day. It's called Indigenous Peoples Day.
Okay, you can call it what you want.
No, but I'm saying, but it has to start with the states. You know what I mean? Changing what they call it because that is up to the state as to what they don't call the day.
This is another point I wanted to
It
make.
should be Indigenous Peoples Day.
You can tell the level of racidity of the company you work at
I gotta take a drink to that.
if
Racidity.
they don't celebrate Martin Luther King Day and they do celebrate Columbus Day. Your ass work at a racist company, and it ain't a black job. But no, you look at your company by the holidays they choose to celebrate, for real. And you'll know who runs your company. You might never see them, but if they say, we're taking off President's Day, we're not celebrating that Martin Luther King, no. You feel me? And we're celebrating 4th of July.
Well, Forever 21 ain't closing down, baby, for no goddamn Martin Luther King Day, President's Day.
None of it.
None of the
I mean, if they don't, then they don't care. They're capitalists.
Only Christmas and Thanksgiving, that is it.
They're capitalists and they open for the money. They don't care what day it is. That don't mean nothing but a sale.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
That's it.
Because my outlets never close.
You know, so who discovered it?
I mean,
Phoenix, hold on, let's hear. Oh,
for sure. Let's go.
Hold on, I gotta get.
Now I understand you got a little Indian in your family.
I am the Indian in my family.
Oh,
That's something we have to establish.
A little Native American in your family. Let me not say
All
that.
because of indigenous, you know.
Okay, indigenous,
Yeah.
Native.
Yeah, but you know, I always noticed that, you know, you went from African Americans to black to coloreds. You keep going back, it's gonna be Indian. You keep going.
Okay.
And we have this misconception that people that look like us didn't get here until some white people pushed us all on a ship and took us over here. We've always been here.
Okay.
That's why we have so many different dialects in the Black community,
Mhm.
as opposed to white people. You hear a white person talk from certain places, you can hear an accent, but it's not nearly as deep and diverse as Black accents all across America. And that's because we already spoke certain languages within our tribe. So when you pour English on top of those languages, you get certain accents. Like in Baltimore, they say chew, do, all that stuff. They talk like that because that's an indigenous tongue coming back from one of the tribes that somebody was in before they got to Baltimore area.
Okay.
Same thing with Alabama having accents, Georgia having accents. We have all these different accents that no one else in the world has because of your indigenous tongue that's attached to it. So when we say who discovered America, it's not that. I think people give way too much credit to white people for trying to say they found something or they did this. No, we don't teach oral history anymore, and then we depend on our enemy to teach it to our children. You have to keep the stories alive and pass them down so you know where you come from. So you know who you are. And it's not that somebody discovered it, it's that we keep getting renamed. Every time we kind of find out who we are, we become another group of people every single time. And so I think that is the main issue we need to deal with.
So that was brought up for me. I was like, what was the pre-Columbus time like? You know what I mean? Because
Before
that's
he bumped
we
into
don't
us?
hear nothing at all
About what happened
pre-Columbus.
before, which is
But they
messed up.
had to be out here in numerous numbers before he got here
But
for it to be a whole.
you know what? I think it also was.
country.
He probably was one of the first people to make it here and they're back alive
And
to
then,
tell what he discovered.
that was
This
another
probably was a
thing.
lot of people who knew that we were here, but that voyage was a serious voyage. You know what I'm saying? So maybe he was the first one to actually complete the entire voyage to report what was being said. Because it's not like they had phones or they were writing stuff like that. You know what I mean? It had to be word of mouth. Like, I seen this, and then they go back and tell it. They wasn't really sending pigeons through them.
So my mind works different. My mind works different. So in really thinking about the topic, I was like, oh, in real life, Christopher Columbus was the one that got it cracking. Like he was the first person to do. Like you know how you'll be the first person to find this little
probably the
spot
first
or
person to
restaurant
bring
or club.
disease over here.
But we didn't know nothing. It's literally kind of no history.
You know why?
before,
You know why?
what
They
I mean?
It's
erased it.
not.
You got it cracking.
You have the Incans, the Mayans, the Toltecs, the Aztecs. It's a lot of different ancient civilizations. And when you look at the artifacts, you can't tell the difference between an artifact from Americas or Africa because at some time we were all together.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
People been coming out here, but Columbus was the first one who was like, oh, I'm finna write a book about this, and I'm gonna bring all my people.
That's all it
finna-
takes. But with
he
anything
finna
that's
turn this
discovered
into
in the world, you have to think about it. It just takes one person.
He kind of Nino
So,
Brown America.
You know what I mean?
Carter.
That's all it takes with anything, one person to do it, and then that's it. If nobody else thought to go back and be like, yo, this is what's going on over there. You know what I mean? Like they over there thriving, they over there living, and we want them to sit in here and do this shit because we can't do it ourselves. They over there building castles and pyramids and all forts, all these things of gold. The white people saw that and was like, oh yeah, we need them to come build our shit.
well, there again, white people didn't create anything. They didn't create a hierarchy or anything. I mean, it was tribes on another tribe that looked just like them. That's always been across the world. That's nothing new. White people did not create slavery. That
Oh
was
yeah,
a
that's
system they adopted.
always in the Bible.
Yeah, that's been there. That's always been there.
Always been there.
One person having power over another person. That's
But
always
then,
been there.
I was looking at this is another thing that I was looking at too, for real though. Like even in the midst of all these tragedies, it took all of that for us to get to where we are today. You know what I mean? So, and you look at America, how it is. We the most powerful country in
that's
the
crazy.
world. Debatable because a few others is coming for us right now. But for all intents and purposes,
for
our
real, for
president
real,
is the
yeah.
leader of the free world. So
For real,
just look at all that it took to culminate. It took slavery, it took the mass homicide of indigenous people, it took, it took all these, it took the migration of these people and that people. Like everybody brings their own thing to make this and then if you take any of that out of that, will we be the country that we are today?
Absolutely not.
America, well, United States is a social experiment. We're the only place where think it's 191 nations in this world that I'm aware of, could be off somewhat. We're the only one that has everybody, you know? And not only that, but people import their ideologies, their religions, their beliefs along with them, and you can't necessarily discriminate against them because of what you decide you want to stand for. But that's the reason, too, why America is falling apart, because if you guys don't have one single central rule that you stand for, then this chaos is going to ensue. And so that's what's kind of going on now. So,
we like the tenderloin of the world.
Damn,
Tenderloin.
damn, that's how you feel, bro? If you not from Frisco, if you not from the Bay, you not gonna know what he's talking about. But he out of pocket. He real disrespectful. He basically said we are the slum of the country.
It ain't
But
even the slum.
no, let me hold on. Wait, one thing for that. So me and my husband had this talk that if this country decides to go to shit, well, whether who becomes in office, that we were out, right? Only problem with that, the only realistic problem with that, you lose a lot of things. You know what I mean? For one, your right to bear arms. Like, if you leave, when you do your research, Mexico, here, and one other place I believe you're not going to want to live anyway, allows you to bear arms legally. You know what I mean? So that is one issue. You will not legally, right, be able to protect yourself, which is a big thing for us. That's
even some states out here.
No, but that's why you gotta know. It's easier to maneuver within the country of the states. You know what I mean? To figure out where you want to move versus if you move out of the country, where you are now really starting a whole new life. You see what I'm saying? So you gotta take that into consideration. Then you gotta think about, I'm a woman and I'm a black woman. You see what I'm saying? We don't have rights all over the world.
In Egypt, they was like getting at you because you was talking.
Like they would look at me a certain time when I have to like,
fix yourself.
right. I have to be like, oh,
shut up. We was talking to your husband.
Yeah, like I would have the money in my bag and I'm like sliding the bag.
I feel that. I feel that.
Hey, nigga, pay.
But I feel it.
Right, like you know what I'm saying? So that's another thing. As a woman, and then as a black woman, you have to take into consideration, we just can't migrate wherever we want throughout the world like men can. Because unfortunately, we don't get rights everywhere. I can't go like how I am just wherever I want freely throughout the rest of the country, of the world. You know what I mean? Like here in the United States, I can be me. I can dress like me, I can act like me, and I don't have to worry about nothing. But once I step inside
that's part of
another
the
country,
why I travel.
I gotta completely change my whole me, and I don't want to do that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, when you think about it, we are very privileged in this country.
Extremely
We are
spoiled.
extreme. When you travel to other parts of the world, fuck this country. When you go further out and see people from other parts of the world and the things that they lack that we have easily, just running fresh water. Like when my husband be in the bathroom, Sandra be in the bathroom, the water just be running. I'm like, please turn the water off. Like that stuff drives me insane because there are kids who do not have fresh water. They gotta drink water from coal mines and from polluted rivers. You know what I mean? So it's like just little things like that. Shoes. Even if you got on cheap shoes, you got on Payless, you got on Reebok, whatever. The fact that you got on something on your feet, they got 7-year-olds who got to work to death, barefoot in all type of weather. You know what I mean? So when I say we are very privileged in this country, and no country is perfect. Because when you research them all, they all got their issues that you're going to be like, ooh, do I want to really live?
But this is exactly
You know what
why.
I mean?
But this is exactly why we have to, as Black Americans, have to understand that we have to fight for our country. Like I don't like when people sit there. I'm going to kneel for the flag. That's not going to fix anything. And there has not been a war that was fought in this country that Black blood wasn't shed on the ground.
That's
So
true.
you better stand up for your country because you can't go anywhere else in the world and live like this.
You know, we seen as Americans. So just two things that I just distinctly notice whenever I travel out of the country. One, I always, because I be looking for places where, can I really live here? One is how much English do they speak? Can I live out here not only knowing English?
Right.
Because some countries, you can't live there. You gonna be starving
That's a
in
well,
a
bro.
hole if you don't speak their language.
Right.
Period. So how much English can I really function out here only knowing English? Because it's hard to know, like other people learn English easy.
Right.
But,
So they already know
but
the
Americans
dialects.
learning another language, oh my God.
It's hard.
You know, and then second, I've got to experience like different forms of government. I've experienced communism. I've experienced dictatorship. I've just experienced monarchies. And as an adult, like over 40, you're gonna feel the difference of these different governmental systems, especially. And that's why they had that show Locked Up Abroad, because you will get somewhere and not understand that governmental system and do something that was fine in America that might be a misdemeanor. And in this country, they will chop off your hand,
bro. You losing a hand.
Yeah, you feel me?
Something so minor
You
as
know?
some CBD.
You feel me?
She went to jail for how long?
Right.
And she was a known star here. Like, there's just no way she would have served that type of time for something like that here. See, so that's something I think about. Can I smoke weed? Can I get my marijuana? And I can't just smoke it. I need gas.
She just
Like these are legit things I had to think about. I'm like, can I smoke?
We don't even know if it was weird in that. Was it weird?
No, I don't think so.
It was just a
Hey,
vape.
can I have my gun? Can I smoke my weed? Can I walk around half naked?
See,
Like, these are
you
things
stay American, stay American.
Oh, no, and I do want to stay
I've
here.
been in
I
a couple
do.
of places where
I
you
do.
can do that.
Oh, like, yeah, London is one of them for sure.
Yeah.
Like, now the
And
UK,
Dubai,
you just can't have a gun legally in the UK. That's the only
Everybody
you might not need
Exactly,
one.
but
I feel like the
I
need to
would
need
just-
one is hella American.
No,
I would like to live somewhere where I
listen.
don't need one.
I lived there for
You
6
feel me?
weeks. I was in London for 6 long, beautiful, starving, hard, entertaining weeks. It was like the best experience of my life. It gave me a real eye opener what it means to live abroad. Like, everything you're doing is from scratch. You know what I mean? From everything you eat, the way they eat is totally different. You know what I mean? Like, their lifestyle throughout the day, totally different amount of hours they work. Just the streets clean. When I tell you, I've never been somewhere where it was so clean you could take your shoes off because they wash their streets every morning. Like, literally every morning you wake up and they are washing the streets of London. Oh, it was just beautiful experience. Because black people, not even black people, Africans. You know what I mean? Africans everywhere. You got people from all over the world, you know, like authentic people from those countries, not people who were born and then they got watered down. Like, you have people from all over the world, so you got all over type of food, restaurants. You know what I mean? It's
They
like,
said the food in London was trash.
no, British food is
British
trash.
food?
Get it right.
So
Yeah.
London, UK, like
Yeah, British food. I love y'all London, but y'all know that the beans with everything. So it's eggs, and then the eggs don't be cooked all the way. No, I didn't experience that part. But they do put beans with everything. If you want bacon, they gonna give you some ham.
Okay, Canadian bacon.
Yeah, yeah, and it's very bland because they don't use a lot of like the preservatives and stuff. We do make your food taste better. So their food is very. Yeah, you better carry that. Bro. You gotta carry it, bro. I said you don't need it. Now I was out there living off of Indian food. You know, I had some Chinese food, and it was.
I ain't gonna lie, I really fool with China and Japan.
I had some Italian food. Oh, the real Italian. Yes.
Italians be out there because it ain't that far. That's like
everybody's there, and then you can get. And the best thing about living out there, you can go to other parts of the world faster.
I kind of get a sense that London is kind of like America on steroids.
It is.
Kind of
It's like New York.
London,
It's like New York, San Francisco.
Look, now them is fighting words, okay? We succeeded from them. No.
Yeah, we definitely.
And they wish
the student has become the teacher, but that's where
But
we.
that is
you
one
know
of
what I
the
mean?
English language and all
Yeah,
that.
that's where we.
Yes,
We kind of birth from them.
But-
Now, you know,
listen,
we definitely the Michael Jacksons of the family, but you know, they might beat you.
and that's why everybody wants to come here. Legit. That's why everybody wants to come here. Yes, we are the Michael Jackson of the group, for real. You know what I mean? How they judged Michael, but they love the shit out of Michael. You know what I mean? Michael went through hell. So it's like, that's exactly what the United States is like. Everybody wants to come here because we are that one country that does stand out, and that's something we do have to acknowledge and accept. Like, we are very spoiled, y'all. Like,
We are.
if you stay within the country, you won't see it. You know what I mean? Like, until you at least watch a documentary. You know what I mean? Pick up a book or something. Like, learn about other countries outside of the United States and see how their lifestyle is. See how their prison system is.
Oh, that's why I said that.
Watch
Locked Up
that
Abroad. I
shit.
done seen a few
Watch it.
episodes
Like,
of that.
in Russia, they walk around like this.
Hey.
In Russia, you not standing up straight.
I don't play
You're
when
not
I'm out
standing
the
up straight.
country. People be like, oh,
You're not
do
standing
this
up
and
straight
you
in
do
Russia,
that.
baby. No,
I be
don't
like,
play that
damn,
shit.
man, I'm
They
trying to get
walk
locked
you
up
around.
abroad.
You face the ground. If you look them in the eye, that's you about to get beat.
Look, I do things that of these things there is no law. I shop, I eat, I sightsee, and that's it. I'm not gonna play with y'all out here.
See?
You know,
See,
I'm not gonna get I'm not gonna have a hangover tonight and
Not a
stay
hangover.
and you
I
know
wanted to do
Bangkok.
that. I wanted to
No, I'm
experience
not
it.
gonna do all that. Because I'm not trying to get locked up abroad. I ain't trying to get locked up in America. I definitely know I ain't trying to get locked up.
You got right side, at least over here.
Yeah, you know,
Supposed to.
I know this system out there. You're gonna be through. You
Exactly.
can't find a lawyer because you don't speak the language.
Then you gotta go and get your money transferred over and all this stuff. It's just, see,
Okay,
what?
I hate to say what I'm going to say, but
What? What you gonna say?
here we go. Phoenix, what is your
No.
Unnecessary.
No. Every
About
time we get
food
deep in the
discovery in America.
conversation.
Look, we're here. He's here.
Okay.
What is your necessary and unnecessary about who discovered America?
So my thing is, America wasn't discovered; it already was in existence. Just because somebody stumbled upon it doesn't mean they discovered something. If you didn't create anything, you didn't discover anything. You found it, you told other people, and you exploited it.
And turned it into something
Totally different, yeah. But with bad things, there are silver linings, and I wouldn't want to be in any other country right now. I want to visit, but I want to come back home. This is mine. Let's
go.
My necessary is do your own research. Know your history, do your own research, look into several sources, not just the first one that pops up on Google. Like, read and know your shit. And my unnecessary is don't follow the trends.
So my necessary is to once we know better, let's do better. Okay. Everybody knows Columbus didn't discover America. If you're still celebrating it as such, stop. Okay, be proud to be an American. It was a necessary step that we needed to establish this country and all that stuff. But let's stop celebrating people who got lost, found somewhere, called people the wrong name because he thought he was somewhere else, and said, "Oh, I know how to get back here. I'm gonna bring more people." It's like, that's nothing to be
They were really
celebrated.
nice.
This is Africa.
And my unnecessary, okay, I want to get in trouble for this, is to forget about how we got here and let's focus on where we're going.
Okay, yeah. Cause just can't do nothing but still no. Thank you, Phoenix. We love you, Phoenix. The
Thank you,
guy
guys.
with the big G.
We out.
That was adorable.
That was fabuloso.
So this is where I was, but I know it's over, but I'm gonna add this. I'm from South Carolina, and we used to pick cotton on field trips.
Okay.
Well, I wasn't able to.
I'll be
I
in South
got
Somebody
picks from my
Mama. I ain't
teacher for
picking
trying
a
to.
damn thing.
I was like, oh, cotton grows out of the ground. This is beautiful. I went down there to pick it up. I felt a sharp pain in the back of my arm.
Your ancestors pinched you.
Right.
Get your ass up.
She was my teacher, and my second grade teacher, my third grade teacher, their grandparents was the last people born into slavery in the Mississippi Delta. So that's how close I was to it.
Yeah.
So-
But they ain't a couple. We only a couple
That's
generations
it.
out. Stop
That's
playing.
it.
We only a
That's
couple
it.
generations out, baby.
That's it.
Don't forget the struggle. That's the necessary. Don't forget, we ain't there yet. We comfortable, but we ain't that comfortable, cuz. And we out.
I don't think we ever do that. Right.